All right, it works this time. So yesterday I did a national call. We call them Mojo calls. We do them in the morning at 8 a.m. Anybody can eavesdrop in and listen in. But they're pretty cool because they're usually uplifting. I got my new Albany shirt I'm repping on today here. Thanks to my wife. Got me a sweatshirt. But and it was about, it had a Thanksgiving theme, right? Because today is Thanksgiving. And so I was going to do it here. Got a really great response, and we didn't record it, right? You recorded on a phone, I think, but we're going to record it even though I just got out of bed. But I'm high and tight today. So this is going to have to do with Thanksgiving. And think about the word Thanksgiving. If you actually take the meaning of Thanksgiving and you just take the words out of it, giving thanks. So that was kind of our motto on the thing. If anybody says Happy Thanksgiving to you, you could say back to them, Happy Giving Thanks, to remind them that that is why Thanksgiving is here. It's for giving thanks. And I'm looking down at my notes, wondering why I'm looking down. And here's the thing. Many people say that they are grateful or that they're thankful. But what I found through Tony Robbins and other personal growth leaders out there is that very few people practice gratitude. So gratitude is actually something you have to actually take action on to perform gratitude. I didn't know that, so I thought it was pretty amazing because I'm a grateful guy. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. But the act of practicing gratitude, I was not doing. So I'm going to show that to you today on how that works and see if it's something you want to incorporate into your life. It's a neat concept. So here's the reason. Why would you want to practice gratitude? What I'm going to show you here, there you can tell it's morning, in a little bit. Why would you actually want to go through those exercises and practice gratitude? Here's the reason why. You cannot be angry or fearful when you're filled with gratitude. And what we know about those two negative emotions, anger and fearful, what we know about those two is that they are the root of most of all the negative emotions you feel ever, all go back to either anger or fear. And you cannot experience anger or fear when you practice gratitude, when you're thankful, when you're gratitude. So here's what we know. The 14th Dalai Lama said this: happiness in your life is not something ready-made. Something doesn't make you happy, okay? It comes from your own actions. So it's an action. You have to take an action to be happy, and practicing gratitude will make you feel that emotion of happiness, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about this. I actually learned this in a money book, believe it or not, a book about money with Tony Robbins. It's called Money Master the Game. So if I don't explain it well enough for you and you want a more in-depth study in it, get Tony Robbins' book or audio book, Money Master the Game. And he has a whole section he teaches about practicing gratitude. Because how is it that people can be multi-millionaires, people can be billionaires, right, and still be unhappy? Well, it's because of gratitude. And we here in the United States, we have a lot to be thankful for and to practice gratitude. And we'll talk about that here in a second. So the saying by Sir John Templeton was this: if you've got $1 billion and you are ungrateful, you're a very poor man. But if you have very little, but you are grateful for what you have, you are truly rich. That's Sir John Templeton, an incredible money investor that talks about the act of practicing gratitude. So let's get into it. How do you cultivate gratitude in your life? Well, there's 3 key decisions that you have to make as a person. Number 1 decision you have to make: what are you going to focus on? You see, because where focus goes, energy flows. I love that little saying. Where focus goes, what you focus on, where focus goes, energy flows. So there's 2 parts to this about what are you going to focus on. Are you going to focus on what you have in your life or what is missing? Most of us focus on what we're missing versus what we have. And so you have to make the decision to focus on what you have. And here's a little perspective for you. This shocked me. I kind of had some idea, but this number shocked me. The average drink at Starbucks is $3.25. Now, that didn't shock me because my wife likes to buy those drinks. I think they're almost like $6.50 by the time she gets done with all her super mocha, triple whip, flip, whatever they stick in those things. But $3.25. We'll go into Starbucks and plunk that down in a second for a pumpkin spice latte and not even think about it. Do you realize that $3.25 is more money than 1/2 of the world's population makes for an entire day? And we're talking entire days here, where we in the United States don't work entire days. We work an 8-hour shift, 9 to 5, take a lunch, some breaks in there. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking, in other parts of the world, sun up to sundown, which in some days are 14, 15, 16-hour days. Those are days for those people. And the money we would drop for a pumpkin spice latte is more than they make for an entire day's labor. Hard labor, too. Not sitting in some cubicle or sitting in front of a computer relaxing. We're talking back-breaking work. So think about that next time you're plunking down your money for that. More than half the world's population, 3.5 billion people, that pumpkin spice latte would be an entire day off for them from work and make their money. So what do you focus on, what you have or what you don't have? Because we have a lot to be grateful here in this country. Focus on what you have. Here's another perspective thing. How many of you this morning got up and went to the sink and got some water to cook with, to get a drink, to make coffee or anything like that? Think about running water. There's a big part of the world that does not have clean running water. They got to boil their water first. They got to go to some mud hole and dig it out, strain the water, and then still drink water that you and I would not use the bathroom in, let alone drink it. And that's one of the reasons Stacy basically founded with Sima Masuela our Drill for Life campaign. His village back in Zimbabwe hadn't had water in 7 years, Stace, is that what it was? Going on 7 years hadn't had rain. They're walking several miles one way with these oxen carrying these big barrels to dig water out of a mud hole after they dug 6 feet, 7 feet down in a dried up creek bed just to get to water. And that water had all kinds of stuff in it, parasites and just things you don't even want to think about. It was horrible. I've seen pictures of it. You and I would not take a leak in it, let alone drink it. So, think about your running water to be grateful for that. A huge population of the world does not have that. A huge population of the world doesn't have indoor plumbing. Imagine if you had to get up with 2 feet of snow on the ground and go outside to use the bathroom in the morning when you got up. Anyways, focus on what you have versus what you don't have. We are very blessed. And here in North America, where we live, in the United States of America, we won the gene pool lottery being born in this country, okay? So, focus on what you have, not what you don't have. So here's the other part of that first question. Do you focus more on what you can control or what you cannot control? I can tell you by reading Facebook posts and just talking to people, most of us focus on what we cannot control. See, we get all stressed out and everything over politics, right? We get stressed out over what's happening in the news. Something horrible happened 300 miles away. And we get all torn up and caught up in it when it's something we cannot control. Or how about other people's actions? How about people in your own family that you're going to see today, actions that they take that's going to upset you? You're not focusing on what you can control. Here's what you can control. And this will help you a bunch. You can control your own attitude. Your own attitude, your own activities, what you do and what you do not do, and your own personal growth. What do you feed your mind? Do you feed it a bunch of negative garbage off the news? Or do you feed it full of uplifting, spiritual, and good things for your brain? Stacy and I took a media fast. We took a challenge from a guy named Darren Hardy years ago that said, go 30 days without any news media. No newspaper, no watching the news, no getting on MSN or anything like that on there. Only what you absolutely cannot filter out because some yahoo's talking to you about it. Get rid of all the negative stuff out of your life and just instead replace the time you would have spent watching the news on listening to something uplifting. It changed our life, right? I mean, we got chastised by some people about that, saying that, how could you not be kept up on current events and things like that? Here's what we know. People nowadays are addicts to hearing this negative type stuff that's out there. And the reason for it is your brain secretes a certain chemical, and you get hooked on that chemical almost like a drug, hearing negative, nasty, horrible things. And what we found is cutting that out opened up our life to a better way of seeing all the wonderful, beautiful things that are going on. Because what will happen is the news will pick one story and lead with it. They'll pick the most heinous, horrible, disgusting thing, and they'll play it over and over and over again and drive it into your brain. Literally like hypnosis, getting you hooked on it because they want you watching their news, right? And what we found is when we got away from that, we were able to see beautiful things happening all around us. Lots of beautiful things. Lots of people doing good stuff. So anyways, try it and see what you think. Take a media fast and see if it doesn't change your life. It changed ours. So that was number one, okay? Do you focus? Where does your focus go? Because where your focus goes, that's where your energy flows, all right? The second thing is this. Here's the second decision you have to make. What does this mean? Okay, something happens, and something will happen today. You'll have some event happen today. And your brain is a computer, and it's going to attach a meaning to that event that happens. It's going to attach a meaning to it. So let's just say, let's not say you're going to in a car wreck because we're traveling to Cleveland today, but let's just say something happens, an event happens, okay? You're in a car wreck. Let's just say it. You're in a car wreck, okay? When that happens, what meaning do you attach to it? Are you all pissed off and you're angry over it and you're cursing and you're mad and you're spitting and just you're disgusted about it and you're going to tell everybody about it, what this knucklehead, how they T-boned you and they ran through the red light? Are you going to be crazy mad about it? Because that's going to have an effect for your day. Or are you going to take an attitude like the meaning of this? Man, I'm one of the most incredible beings on the planet. I mean, my reaction, I couldn't believe it. I moved that wheel so fast without thinking, slammed on the brake, and avoided having my whole family killed. I'm like a ninja, Spider-Man, Superman, all wrapped up into one. Nobody was injured. What an incredible thing. I am Superman. Now, it's the same event. Same exact event, but you attach two different meanings to it. I'm a miracle versus all this anger and rage and things like that. I can tell you in the past, I was the rage guy. Somebody did that to me or cut me off in traffic. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get back at them. The old road rage, right? It's way better to attach a different meaning to it. So you have some traumatic event happen. What meaning are you going to attach to it? Because here's the thing. The meaning you attach to the event, whatever the event is going to affect your emotions. And your emotions will dictate your life, the type of life you're going to have. So really incredible stuff when you think about it. The event is what happened. The meaning you attach to it is going to dictate your emotions, which is going to dictate your life. And here's a little saying that they taught, and that's this. The past is over. Whatever has happened to you in your past, it's over. It's not happening right now. The future does not exist. So all you have is right now. In fact, all you have is right now. And now. And now. So think about that, especially if you had something you've been harboring for a long time from your past that happened to you. It's over. It is over. You cannot change it. And the meaning you're attaching to that thing that happened to you in the past, it could be something horrible. Whatever meaning you're attaching to it and holding on to now is affecting your emotions, which is affecting your life. So really incredible stuff. That's the decision. A decision you make, what does this mean? And guess what? The meaning that the event has is whatever you attach to it. That's the mind blower. Your mind will explode. Whatever the meaning it has is whatever you make it mean. It's all in between your two ears. So it's pretty incredible. So that's number 2. What does this mean? This event that happened. And then the last decision is this. What am I going to do? Okay? So our actions are shaped by the state, the emotional state that we're in. Right? If you're angry because of a meaning you attach to an event, how are you going to act? Right? Take that accident example for, again, the analogy on that. if you're angry about it, you keep repeating the anger over and over and over again to people, what are you doing to them, first of all? How are you making them feel? You're making them get angry and fearful. What if I was in a wreck? And boy, I'd be mad too, and all this stuff. Versus, wow, I had the most amazing thing happen today. I had a miracle happen. My body, in a split millisecond, responded to a person who ran a red light, and we avoided having the entire family killed. And I'm like a walking, living, breathing miracle. I'm like a ninja, Spider-Man, Superman, all wrapped up into one. How's that going to make people feel? Same event, but different. So what action are you going to take with that? So what am I going to do? That's the question. So Dr. Patch Adams has a very famous quote, and he said this: at the age of 19, I decided never, ever to have a bad day again in my life. Did you catch what he said? He made a decision he was never, ever going to have a bad day ever again. And the reason for it is, what meaning did he attach to the happenings that happened? What happened is just what happened. The meaning that it is attached to, what does this mean, is whatever you attach to it. So what are you going to do? So those are your three questions. And when you decide that, what am I going to focus on, right? What does this mean, and what am I going to do? Once you've decided that in your brain, then you can practice gratitude. And we do it through a thing called priming. Priming is a thing that world-class athletes, top CEOs, and leaders of the free world do. They prime their day. Prime their day, kind of like priming a pump, getting it ready to go, right? Prime their day, and the main way they do it is they practice gratitude in the beginning. I have some background music playing by the wife here. So priming is just a way of using your words, your ideas, and sensory experiences to get yourself in a good state. And they recommend a 10-minute exercise in the morning. Now, I know what you're probably saying is the first thing I said, 10 minutes in the morning? Where am I going to come up with 10 minutes? And they actually cover that, and they say, look, if you can't find 10 minutes for yourself to make sure you have an amazing day, I feel sorry for you. That's exactly what they said. And I thought, that's interesting. So here it is. You need to find a quiet place where you can close your eyes and you can be alone for 10 minutes. You take your smartphone, you set the timer for 3 minutes, and you set it to run backwards, right? Because it'll beep after your 3 minutes. And for 3 minutes with your eyes closed, you cannot open them because the phone's going to let you know when the 3 minutes is up. It's going to feel like forever. Trust me, when you first do this, 3 minutes is going to feel like an eternity. But for 3 minutes, you're going to think about what you're grateful for. Now, you're going to think, well, the first time through, you're going to be like, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for this. That's not good enough. The practice of gratitude requires you to really dig in deep, okay? So let's say, for example, maybe let's just talk about being grateful for your health, okay? Are you grateful that you can walk, that you have 2 legs, 2 feet, 10 toes, that you can get up without being in pain? Are you grateful that you can see? Well, if you're grateful that you can see, what did you see yesterday that you're grateful for? Like if you had missed that, you would have been so sad if you didn't have your vision. What about your hearing? What did you hear yesterday that if you had not been able to hear that, it would have been awful? See, the gratitude, I'm grateful for the fact that I can hear, but I'm grateful for the fact that I could hear this big flock of birds out back attacking our bird feeders and going to town, all the different tweets and how happy and excited those birds were that there was food in those bird feeders. They were going crazy. But I love the sound of that. They're so excited. It reminds me of children in a schoolyard. And to hear that is great. I'll even open the sliding glass door when it's cold out. Don't tell my wife, but I do that. We free gas and electricity, so it doesn't matter. But 3 minutes for what you're grateful for, okay? And really think about it. Dig down deep, okay? As far as your spouse goes, if you hit a flat spot with your spouse, try this. Take 3 minutes while you're sitting there what you're grateful for about your spouse and really think about all the little things and nice things. It's impossible to be angry with your spouse if you practice gratitude with them. It's impossible. Gratitude and anger cannot exist at the same time. So Pretty incredible stuff. And if you want to go a step further for you advanced people, after you get done, write it down, the stuff that you said. And then if you really want to get nuts, give it to them in a card. That'll do it. All right, so another 3 minutes. Set it for 3 minutes again. 3 minutes while you're there, quiet, with your eyes closed in a quiet spot, to request blessings and love and send them to other people. Think of the person that you want to send blessings and love to, and what you wish for them that day, or what you pray for them that day. And take 3 minutes to do that, and go through different people that you care about and send them blessings to their life, and see how you feel after that. Woo! That's awesome. And then the last part is this. Then set it for the last 4 minutes, and you're going to focus on what they call your 3 to thrive. 3 to thrive. 3 things that if you accomplished in your life, you would feel like you did it all. Like you'd have no regrets at the end. 3 things. What would it be? For me, I want to be a senior vice president with our company and the top level of our company and be part of our Circle of Champions. And for me, I want to take the time to visualize what would my life be like that. I know personally some of the senior vice presidents of our company, I know what their life is like. It's a dream. And to take the time and visualize it and think about it and really think what it would be like to have this residual income come in every month, more money than you can spend, and what I would do with that. What would I do? Who would I give money to? Who would I help? What would it be like for my family? And really take the time out and visualize that. For you, maybe you want to be a world-class runner, right? Maybe you want to be somebody that wins a marathon. Great. What would it feel like being up on that stage? What's it feel like as the applause? What's it feel like coming down that back stretch when you're in the lead and you're coming in there? Visualize it and feel it. Feel it with feeling, and in your mind, see it happening, and that is called priming. And if you take the time out to do those 3 exercises, 3 minutes of what you're grateful for, 3 minutes to send blessings to others, and 4 minutes to visualize yourself doing 3 different things in your life and getting to them. And it doesn't have to be something happening right now. This is what you're striving towards. It'll change your life. And there's a saying here from Dr. Martin Luther King. It says, everyone can be great because everyone can serve. And this is what we know. The secret to living is giving. The secret to living is giving. And so that's why this goes so perfectly with Thanksgiving, or what I call now giving thanks. And you can take today and change your entire life, transform it in an instant with those 3 questions, and practice priming today and giving thanks today. And that's what it's for. And if you really want to change your life, the people around you today at your family, ask them to do the exercise with you and take some time. If you're getting ready to eat dinner, maybe you might want to cut it down from 3 minutes down to 1 minute for each one of those exercises so you don't have a mutiny. But try that priming exercise with your family today and see what happens. So that's it. Happy Thanksgiving, or as we're going to say around here from now on, happy giving thanks. And have a great one. Our wish for you is that we send blessings to you and your family. We want everything for you to finish out this year for 2016. Thank you for being our friend. And we absolutely are grateful for our family, friends, our clients, our coworkers, and people that support us. And people that don't support us, we are grateful for you too, because you're the ones that are helping drive us to keep us going. We see your face when you're the ones say, oh, you guys won't make it. We thank you, because we are going to, and we appreciate it. Anything you want to add to this, Blondie? I keep looking over at you. You don't want to throw anything in?
No, happy Thanksgiving.
From the side. She says happy giving thanks too. All right. Have a great one.